Firstly, on the name, Tom, what would you call the rest of the UK?
Well, I guess it would be United Kingdom of England, Wales and Northern Ireland. I suppose if Northern Ireland then joined the Republic of Ireland, I guess we'd be England and Wales, like Trinidad and Tobago. But the way things are going, we might end up as Wessex, Mercia and Northumbria, who knows?
Why, though, for you, does it make a difference to your identity if Scotland chooses independence?
Because although I'm very proud to be English, I like being English, I also very much enjoy being British, and I enjoy the tension and the sense of irony and perspective that gives me. And so if Scotland leaves, then a crucial part of my identity, I feel, will go, and I will find it very upsetting.
Vicky, what do you make of that?
I'm pro-yes. I think that when I moved to Scotland, I really felt that I was British. I felt that kind of my liberal attitudes meant that British was a positive thing, and I would never have said that I was English. And I'd been there for 6 months, and I realised that I had to actually come to terms with the fact that we were two very different countries, two very brilliant countries, but for two very different countries, and that I was English, and what did that mean?
You weren't both.
I definitely wasn't both. I feel I have a huge attachment to Scotland now. I'm very proud of my time there. But for me, I think Scotland has had an infantilised relationship with England for many, many years. And this is an opportunity for it to kind of cut loose and be confident.
But even though you've lived in Scotland, worked very successfully there, you don't feel that Scotland is part of you, part of your identity in any way?
Scotland is entirely part of my identity, but I lived in India when I was a child and I speak fluent German. So I am kind of multifarious in terms of identity. I don't feel sentimental about it, and I don't feel nostalgic for a past. I think it's really important that these things can coexist.
Tom, why is it, if you listen to Vicky, why is it actually anything to do with you with the best will in the world?
Well, because at the moment, the Scots and the English and the Welsh and the Northern Irish are all fellow citizens of the same country. And it seems to me that Britishness is a wonderful thing. And one of the many wonderful things about Britishness is that we don't talk about it and we're a bit embarrassed about it. I think the time has now come to blow its trumpet and to say that, to me, what is impressive and wonderful about the union, particularly of England and Scotland, is that until the 17th century, these were inveterate enemies who detested each other, who were tearing chunks out of each other. Even into the 17th century, they were invading each other's countries. They came together, and then miraculously, they discovered that actually, although they were certainly different countries, they were also very similar, and their different traditions and values and ideals were compatible. And the merging of those ideals created something rather wonderful. It created the Industrial Revolution, it helped forge the Enlightenment, it helped defeat fascism, it helped forge the welfare state. And I hope and believe that what is happening now in Scotland with the independence referendum, if it's a no, will supercharge the rest of the UK, and the Scots will play the role that they have always played, which is to energise and revitalise the whole of Britain.
But Vicky, when you listen to Tom talk so passionately about that, doesn't do anything for you? That doesn't mean anything to you?
I think it's a very interesting historical perspective, but this is about change, and change is a very good thing. If Scotland is set free and goes the way that many people are talking that it may go, I think it's a really important moment for England. It's a really important moment for us to think about what is English identity that has had very negative connotations in the past, and to really kind of become proud of that.
But wouldn't the departure upset that balance, upset that cocktail that Tom has talked about?
Yes, the cocktail will absolutely, definitely be upset, but it's not a particularly healthy cocktail at the moment. I think it's a very good opportunity for us to think of different ways.
If we could change the metaphor, Salmon said that if Scotland goes, then England will lose as a sort of grumpy lodger. But that's not true, because Scotland basically built this country. The Scots had a crucial role in it. And when the Yes campaigners talk about Westminster, what they're talking about essentially is the parliamentary system that Scots contributed to just as much as the English and the Welsh. It's the Scots who contributed to the Tory tradition. Walter Scott had as crucial a role to play as Disraeli did. And obviously, the role of Keir Hardie is very clear. Now, it's true that this is history, but history is important, and memories are important, and the relationships and the friendships and the cross-cultural swirl is important, and because that is what the future comes from.
Vicky?
I think what's very exciting about this is that this, for me, is about democracy, and this is about people in Scotland suddenly saying our vote does matter and we can make a difference, and I don't think we've felt like that in Britain for a very long time. So this is about an incredible moment of an act of democracy, of remembering that the franchise is a revolutionary thing for us, and that freedom is great.